Welcome to Mental Models Daily, where we explore one mental model each day to help you elevate your daily decision-making. Today, we're examining a powerful but controversial concept, the zero-tolerance policy mental model. A zero-tolerance policy is a decision-making framework that mandates fixed, often severe penalties for infractions regardless of circumstances, intent, or context. While this might sound extreme, understanding this model helps us recognize when absolute boundaries might be necessary and when flexibility serves us better. It's like installing an unbreakable fence around certain behaviors or decisions. There's no gray area, just a clear line that cannot be crossed. Let's look at a historical example. In 1982, New York City adopted the broken windows policing strategy, essentially a zero-tolerance approach to minor crimes like vandalism and fare jumping. The theory was that tolerating minor infractions would lead to more serious crimes. While controversial, this policy dramatically reduced crime rates in the city during the 1990s. However, it also highlighted the potential downsides of zero-tolerance approaches, including disproportionate impacts on certain communities and the loss of officer discretion in unique situations. In the modern business world, Salesforce provides a compelling example of zero-tolerance thinking in action. In 2020, they implemented a zero-tolerance policy for racial insensitivity and bias in their workplace, backed by their Equality at Work initiative. This included mandatory bias training, strict enforcement of anti-discrimination policies, and immediate action on verified reports of racial discrimination. While some argued this approach might be too rigid, it resulted in measurable improvements in workplace diversity and inclusion metrics, and has since been adopted as a model by other tech companies. It's like installing a powerful filter in their organizational culture. Anything that doesn't meet their equality standards simply doesn't pass through. Let's explore 3 ways to thoughtfully apply the zero-tolerance policy model in our daily lives. First, use it for personal non-negotiables. Identify areas in your life where any compromise could lead to significant problems. This might be maintaining sobriety, adhering to dietary restrictions for health reasons, or protecting your core values. It's like creating your personal never-cross lines that help maintain your well-being and integrity. Second, implement it for habit formation. When building crucial new habits, sometimes allowing exceptions can derail the entire process. A zero-tolerance approach during the initial habit-forming period can help establish lasting behavioral changes. It's like building a new road. You need the concrete to set completely before allowing any traffic. Third, apply it to boundary setting in relationships. Whether personal or professional, some boundaries benefit from absolute clarity. This might include issues of trust, respect, or ethical behavior. It's like establishing clear rules of engagement that protect both parties and prevent relationship erosion through small compromises. In conclusion, the zero-tolerance policy mental model teaches us that while flexibility and nuance are usually valuable, there are times when drawing absolute lines serves us better. The key is to use this model selectively and intentionally, recognizing that its power lies in its limited application to truly critical areas. By understanding when to deploy zero tolerance and when to allow for nuance, we can create more effective systems in our personal and professional lives. Thank you for joining me today on Mental Models Daily. Until next time, may your boundaries be clear, your decisions be wise, and your tolerance be appropriately calibrated to the situation at hand. For more mental models, please visit mentalmodelsdaily.com or find us on X or Instagram. Our podcast music was provided by thepodcasthost.com and Alitu, the podcast maker. Find your own free podcast music over at thepodcasthost.com/freemusic.